All right, today we're diving deep into serotonin. Now, you probably know it as one of the brain's most important molecules, but we're going to go way beyond just mood. We're about to uncover this really profound, ancient connection it has with something you see every single day, sunlight. So let's get into it. Okay, this sounds like the beginning of a really weird joke, right? But the answer actually ties all three of these things together in this incredible biological story. This question, it's really the key to unlocking a very old, very powerful relationship between our brains and the world. And we're going to start with something we can all relate to, the winter blues. So a lot of us have probably heard of or maybe even felt seasonal affective disorder, or SAD for short. You know the pattern, these depressive episodes that just show up like clockwork every fall and winter, and then, like magic, they disappear when spring and summer roll around. For a long time, the go-to treatments were either medication or light therapy. But what happens when you put them head to head? Well, a study with 96 patients did exactly that. They split them into two groups. One group got high-intensity light therapy along with a placebo pill. The other group got a really common antidepressant, fluoxetine, plus a placebo light. And the result? It was wild. Both groups showed the exact same level of marked improvement. The light was just as powerful as the drug. So that's the central question, isn't it? How on earth can just shining a bright light on someone have the same chemical effect as a super complex engineered pharmaceutical? Well, the answer isn't in modern medicine. It's actually buried deep in our evolutionary past. And to get it, we first need to understand what serotonin is really doing in the first place. We all know serotonin as the happy chemical, right? But that's kind of selling it short. Its role is way more fundamental, especially when you look at social animals. And to see how this works, we're going to start with a surprisingly relevant creature. Yep, you heard that right. Lobsters. In these guys, serotonin is directly tied to how they carry themselves. A lobster with more serotonin will literally stand taller, puff itself up. It's more dominant, more ready to take on the world. It shows us that on a really basic level, serotonin is all about an organism's social confidence. Now, let's move up the evolutionary ladder a bit to primates. Here, that same function just gets more complex. Study after study has shown a direct link. Higher levels of serotonin correlate with higher social status in the group. The dominant individuals literally have a different brain chemistry. And that, of course, brings us all the way to humans. The reason those antidepressants, the ones that boost serotonin, can work so well is because they're tapping into this ancient social system. They don't just improve mood, they can actually boost our confidence and help us navigate our own complex social worlds. But serotonin's job starts way, way earlier than our first conversation. So get this, it turns out serotonin isn't just managing things, it's a master builder. Its role is absolutely critical from the very first moments of life. In fact, the highest concentrations of serotonin you can find anywhere are in plant seeds and animal embryos. I mean, just look at this timeline. From the absolute earliest stages of an embryo, serotonin is there, literally guiding how everything gets built. If you block it, development just stops. The whole process can fall apart. It's so fundamental that the brain needed a really clever way to distribute it. And this quote is the perfect analogy. I love this. Instead of just delivering serotonin from point A to point B like a normal neurotransmitter, its axons kind of leak it out more broadly, bathing entire regions of the brain. It's like a drip irrigation system for a garden, a super efficient way to provide widespread, stable regulation. But where did this whole system even come from? Okay, this is where the story gets really wild. The origins of this entire chemical system, which is based on an amino acid called tryptophan, it actually predates animals entirely. To find the beginning, we have to look at life that has a much more urgent need for the sun, plants. So say hello to auxin. It's a molecule in plants, and guess what? It's also made from tryptophan, the exact same precursor as our serotonin. And its job is incredibly similar. It's a master regulator of growth and, most importantly, movement. So here's the crucial link. Plants evolved this tryptophan-based system for a very simple reason: to physically turn themselves toward their energy source, the sun. You know how a sunflower turns its head to follow the light all day? It's using this molecular toolkit, an ancient cousin to the serotonin system in our own brains, to do that. Okay, so let's tie this all together. We have a chemical system that evolved in plants to track sunlight. That system was then adapted in animals to regulate social status and well-being. And it's also fundamental to how we're built. So does this ancient bond with light still show up in us today?
Oh yeah, the data is crystal clear.
Check this out. This chart is from a study of 101 healthy men. Scientists measured their brain's serotonin turnover, which is basically just how much serotonin is being made and used. The results were undeniable. Serotonin levels hit rock bottom in the winter, and they shot up in direct proportion to how much bright sunlight the men were exposed to. So what's the big takeaway here? Our brains are literally hardwired to respond to sunlight, and it's an immediate effect. The sun you get today directly impacts your serotonin production today. This is why light therapy for SAD works. It's not some psychological trick. It's hijacking a biological mechanism that's hundreds of millions of years old. And get this, the most effective light seems to be blue light, the very same part of the spectrum that drives photosynthesis in plants. How cool is that? And that leaves us with one final, pretty big thought. Knowing all this, knowing that our brains are, in a very real and ancient way, solar-powered, it really forces us to ask a question. Are the dimly lit offices and homes that we spend most of our lives in working against our own biology? It really suggests that maybe the best designs are the ones that remember where we came from and just let the sunshine in.